Hello, let's boost the brightness. Yeah, there we go. Here we are again. Back here live from the banks of Newfoundland. We're gonna teach this big flying son of a bitch a hard lesson about eating candy with the wrapper on it. Let that be a lesson to all of you out there watching this. If you eat candy with the wrapper still on it, the tiny witches will zoom over to your location and kill you right where you stand. It's true, I mean, we're witnessing it right now. It's on the internet, so it's gotta be true. You think people would just do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? I like how this guy just sounds like a normal Japanese man when you shoot him. I'll stop talking for a second so you can hear it. Okay, I guess that was a bad time, but you can go back and rewatch it, or maybe watch a different channel's recording of this game, and he just goes, "Stop, stop, stop." He desperately wishes you would stop shooting at him, but we won't listen. We've already decided that his life must end here and now. There is no going back at this point. Maybe they can do a gritty reboot of this game and he can just squeal in agony as you fire at him. Just he can't believe what we're doing to him, all because he was standing there. There he goes, he's gonna explode like the fourth Powerpuff Girl. Remember that episode of the Powerpuff Girls where there was a fourth one who was supposed to be retarded or something, and then she violently exploded and it was never brought up again, and that was kind of fucked up, wasn't it? Different times, I guess. So here's a bonus level. I don't really seem to be getting any health back by doing this. So what's the point? What's the fucking point? What kind of a voice was that? Was that like Milhouse's dad? How do you think Milhouse's dad would feel about Rainbow Cotton for the Dreamcast? I don't really know what this is. I miss my wife. I gotta continue with my whack-ass story about James Woods, and don't cry, James Woods. Surely you'll be cast in another movie someday. You just have to suck less at acting. That's all it takes, and maybe change your political views a little bit. Currently they're kinda controversial. Yeah, I think that would really do your career some favors. For fuck's sake, how much longer is this cutscene gonna go? So yeah, I can't really think of any other advice. Just do those things we suggested, and come on, James Woods, you gotta start turning your life around. We'll help you. This is the stupidest narration for this cutscene there ever was, just like it was in the previous episode. So, this kind of looks like a Windy Valley from Sonic Adventure, in a way, except pink. It was big, hairy, and pink. Old SpongeBob was funny. So we already figured out what Milhouse's dad would say about this game, but what would AVGN say about this game? He would almost certainly complain about how the cursor keeps trying to recenter itself, and he'd probably come up with some kind of silly analogy. It's like, who designed the controls for this game? A walrus with two boxing gloves on its fins, and one of them was shoved up its ass? Something like that. That's the classic AVGN line. Ass. Poor old James Rolfe, stuck playing that character for the rest of his life. Someday he's gonna be 87 years old and he's gonna be screaming at Nintendo games still, and his audience then clearly won't be old enough to really remember any of the games that he's reviewing, and oh, the sad life of a popular internet personality. That's the benefit of being unpopular like me, is I could stop doing this at any time, and every episode of this channel could be the very last. It could all end on a whim. It could all just disappear. Enjoy it while it lasts, folks. Nah, I'll always be around. I ain't got nothing better to do. But yeah, that's the life of AVGN now. Stuck playing a character. It's not like the guy who played Barney, where they can just like get a different guy to put on the suit. I mean, if they hired a different guy to play the character of the nerd, I think it would be extremely difficult to hide that. It would be immediately obvious if there was just a completely different man dressed up as the nerd, and they tried to pass it off as the same character as always, and fans would think, what kind of idiot do you take us for? Oh dear. You know, I actually got to meet the AVGN in person once. I was in Norfolk, Nebraska, just strolling down the road, minding my own business, when a man claiming to be the AVGN came into view, and I questioned his claims of being James Rolfe. I remember thinking, well, gee, you don't look like him, you just look like some kind of hobo or something. I don't remember James Rolfe being 5'3" and African American and carrying a can of beans everywhere he goes, but he insisted that he was AVGN, so, I mean, why would he lie about such a thing? That there must have been the real guy and not just some hobo. Seemed legit. So there's the first death in this series. You get to see what that looks like. The fairies pick you up just like how those helicopter birdie things carry away baby Mario and Yoshi's Island. Remember that? The official Yoshi's Island death where they have the mini cutscene where the toadies carry him away, and that was kind of creepy when I first saw it. I mean, it doesn't fit the art style of the rest of the game, you know, because the toadies in the cutscene are CG when everything else is just a, colored pencil drawing, I guess you could say it. And at the time, as a kid it scared me, but looking back, I'm glad they did that. Variety of art styles, back when Nintendo did creative and daring things that would stick with us, as opposed to now where they just do bland and forgettable things that are safe but make lots of money and all that stuff. Modern Nintendo's for soy boys. You're a soy boy. I got thrashed all about from that windmill. Windmill for the land, love forever hanging down. You take it all in on your stride, it is taking falling down. You're probably thinking, what's the correlation between that song and this? And there actually is one that people don't know about. The witch from this game has a cameo in the music video for Feel Good Inc. In the scene with the windmill. She flies around in the background, but she's only 1 pixel wide, so you can't see her. You'll just have to take my word for it. Gorillaz is a good band, but you didn't need me to tell you that. That's pretty obvious. Oh, dearie. Merge, the Let's Play still has 5 minutes to go, and I'm all out of things to say. How are we gonna fill 5 minutes? Oh yeah, so here's a fun story. So I was watching the Super Mega podcast earlier today, and they said something about no matter who you are, if you make a Super Mega animated, there's a 99% chance that we'll see it. And in my mind, that just means that they've written me a blank check to just make the filthiest and most embarrassing Super Mega anime that I possibly could. Because if they're gonna see it, I want to make something that they're gonna remember. I suppose the one thing holding me back, though, is that I don't know how to animate. So that's gonna kind of put a damper on my plans. But yeah, wouldn't that be funny if those famous Super Mega people saw one of the videos on my channel, and maybe they'd subscribe, and Wouldn't that just be surreal that there's 10 subs on this channel, one of which is Super Mega, and another which is the creator of the indie game Resistance is Futile, and there's really just an eclectic bunch of people who watch this show. That would be so goddamn funny. I gotta learn how to animate and bring this idea to life. Maybe other Super Mega fans will see that, hey, look at that, Super Mega subscribed to whatever this is, I'll do it too, and then I'll gain hundreds of subs all at once, and it'll be the thing that catapults me into stardom. As Cranky Kong said in the Donkey Kong Country cartoon, I'm gonna be a star. Hopefully we can get a bit further in this segment. We're getting low on health already, and I'd hate to have to do it over a third time. Okay, so I guess you could argue this game's a bit Panzer Dragoon-esque, both rail shooters. But what do you think the 5 in the corner does, by the way? What am I asking you for? You don't know. Ain't nobody ever played this game before. Okay, I got all my health back. That's cool. We will live to see another day. Come on, you gotta say stuff. Did you guys know that the cartoon Johnny Bravo is extremely popular in India for some reason? I don't really know what the reason is behind that, but anyway, popular enough that there was actually an exclusive episode of Johnny Bravo that only aired over there. And it came out like a decade after the show had ended. This would have been in like 2012 or something, and I don't understand it. Once you start exploring the world of Johnny Bravo media, there's lots of interesting stuff, like they had like an animated talk show that he was the host of called JVBO, and that was gonna be a new Cartoon Network thing. Oh no, what's this? It's Alfred Chicken. Or what was that obscure PS1 Japan-only game that started chicken? It wasn't Hermie Hopperhead, but something like that. It wasn't Alfred Chicken either. Maybe there was like a chicken-type character in Hermie Hopperhead. I feel like it's got something to do with that. Well, we're really getting into some obscure stuff today, aren't we? Are there any Hermie Hopperhead fans in the house? I'd be legitimately surprised if there were. We gotta take down this big chicken like in the Jimmy Neutron movie, or not, or we could just stop. Yeah, let's do that instead. Okay, I clearly have nothing left to say about Rainbow Cartons, so we will put a stop to this series right here and now.